welcome to my channel. My name is Anya and today's video is going to be me going through all of the makeup that I used up and decluttered in April. I have my box here and I feel pretty good about this. I did end up decluttering some makeup over the course of the last couple of weeks. I've sort of been looking through a little bit here, a little bit there, and getting rid of stuff that I don't like and won't use. I didn't end up filming any of it because it was so spread out over, I think, 3 weeks. I did 3 like tiny sessions where I decluttered stuff, and I don't feel like going through all of my makeup to declutter everything at the moment, so it's gonna come a little bit here and there in the next couple of months of me just going through, getting rid of the stuff that I feel no need for, that I don't want to have, don't want to use, as well as some of the stuff that expires. But I'm gonna start just going through my skincare stuff. I have a cleanser here. This is the Clarence Gentle Foaming Cleanser, and this is almost full, but I'm decluttering this because I think this has gone off. I had this in my drawer for a couple of months, I think. Might have been about a year, but it was sealed and it says it's good for 18 months when it's open, but this smells like soap, but not like hand soap. It smells like the soap you clean floors with, and my mum has a tube of this, a larger tube. The smell is completely different, so is the consistency, which makes me think this has gone off, or it's just not right. In any way, I didn't like it. It did nothing for my face, and I think this might have broken me out as well because my skin has gone through some stuff. So I'm just going to get rid of it now. I finished my micellar water. I'm using the Burt's Bees micellar cleansing water, and I've gone through multiples of these. It's my favourite. I love it. I use it mainly to cleanse my face in the evenings and mornings before putting on skincare. It does also remove makeup fairly well. I don't use it as my sole item to take makeup off because it doesn't do enough for me, and I have to use a lot of cotton pads to get through it, but it does work and I think it's really nice. I did a sheet mask, and this is the Erborian BB shot mask. I didn't really like it that much. I liked how the cloth felt because it was a bit thicker than I'm used to, so it stuck really nicely onto my face. But whatever serum and whatnot is in this didn't really work well for my skin. It did nothing, so it's not something I would repurchase because it did nothing for me. And I find most sheet masks, they at least give me like a boost of hydration. It didn't even do that, so I'm not into it. I finished my 4th Ray Beauty Remedy Niacinamide Serum. I feel very so-so about this. I do have a bottle that I'm currently working my way through. I know niacinamide is supposed to be really nice for rosacea, and I have a lot of redness on my face. It's supposed to even that out. I don't really notice that this does anything for me, so I'm going to work my way through what I have, and I'm unsure if I'm going to buy it again because I don't think it does much for me. But it is pleasant to put on. One of my issues with that and the hyaluronic acid serum also from 4th Ray is they pill on my skin, so I can't put them on and wait to put on moisturiser, because if I wait for too long, and I'm talking about a minute or 2 here, it pills when I try to put the moisturiser on, and it doesn't matter what moisturiser it is. It doesn't matter if I'm putting it on completely clean skin. Even if I'm just putting it on clean skin and then touching my face, it pills. So there's just something in that formulation that doesn't work the best for my skin, but I can make it work if I just put my moisturiser on right away. I finished my Ole Henriksen Face the Truth Gel Cleanser. This was a mini, and this was fine. I do like how this smells. It smells like an orange creamsicle, so, you know, not the greatest if you're sensitive to scents, but it was fine. I used it as a second cleanse. Did the trick, but I don't think I can get this anymore. I think they have changed out some of the products in their Truth line, and I think this is one of them. At least when I went looking for it, it wasn't available anymore. Haven't tried the new one though, and I don't think I will because Ole Henriksen stuff is pricey. I used up a little sample sachet here of the First Aid Beauty Face Cleanser. I didn't like it. I'm glad it was one use, and I actually have another one that I think I might use this evening just to finish it. Didn't like it. Not gonna repurchase. It did nothing for my skin at all. Then the final skincare item in here for me is my Pixi Glow Tonic. I love this. I have used this one for years. It is great. My skin loves glycolic acid, and it helps really keep my skin low on texture. That was a bit of a weird structured sentence, but I have texture on my skin and I get breakouts fairly frequently, and glycolic acid is one of the acids I've found that helps keep my skin really smooth. I do have to be careful not to overdo it because then my skin gets really dry, but using it a couple of times a week seems to really work wonders for my skin, and I really like it. Then I have a couple of makeup items here. I have finished a couple, but I have done a bit of a declutter. I went through my foundations, concealers and some of my lip products here. So I'm going to start with the stuff that I finished. I finished my white concealer. This is the Colourpop No Filter in Fair 00. I can't get anything out of it and I can see straight through it. It worked fine, but there is not a lot of product in here, and for a white mixer I prefer a larger tube so that it's not going to be that expensive. But it did the job and I'm, you know, happy to have finished it. I finished my pink lip liner from my Shop My Stash. This is Makeup Mecca lip liner on point in number 7. I really like the colour of this. It is the colour of the cap and the formulation is just beautiful, so I'm really happy to have finished it. I did have a backup, which is why I had it in the project pan, and I can now start slowly at some point using the other one, but these are absolutely wonderful lip liners. Another product from my project pan is the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream, and I have the shade Milan here. It was my pink lip colour. My goal for this was to use it 30 times and I hit 30 yesterday, so I am really pleased with that. There is still technically product in here, but I've had this for so many years that I'm calling it done and I'm really happy with it. So that is an empty. And the Soft Matte Lip Cream line from NYX is my favourite liquid lipstick formulation and one of my favourite lip products of all time. So I have a backup of that shade, I have a little mini, and I have almost every single shade and I do like a lot of them a lot. Then I did some decluttering. I got rid of 3 base products. I got rid of the NYX Total Control foundation. I had the shade Alabaster. The Wet n Wild PhotoFocus foundation. I had the shade Nude Ivory, as well as the Wet n Wild PhotoFocus concealer. My shade was in Light Ivory. These have all gone off and they are smelling strange, so I'm going to toss those. I have these 3 liquid lipsticks from Makeup Mecca. I call them glosses because they don't dry down. It's the Soft Velvet liquid lipsticks. I have the shade Delight, Fame and Greetings. I know how these were supposed to smell and these are starting to turn a little bit in their smell. And I went through a lot of my Makeup Mecca lip products to check them up against what was currently available on the website. These 3 colours are not available. And these are also the 3 colours that I won't use because these are really opaque and they are amazing if that's what you want. But if I'm going to wear this colour, I want something that's going to stay a little bit better put on my lips, and I find that these move too much for me to like them. And as I said, they've started to change and smell, so I think it's time for me to let them go. I have a Colourpop liquid lipstick here. This is Ultra Matte in Snowflake and it was from a Christmas collection a couple of years ago. This is starting to thicken and get like gloopy, and that's how I know this is old and done. The smell of this is still somewhat normal, but it's getting a little bit funky, so I'm gonna get rid of it. I'm also not a big fan of the Ultra Matte line from Colourpop. I love the Ultra Satins, but the Ultra Mattes are a bit too matte for me, and I find that they just end up making my lips look more dry than they are, and because my lips are already dry, it doesn't look the best. I have an e.l.f. matte lip colour in Tea Rose. This is just old, and although I can't find anything wrong with this, I had a look through because these are kept with some of my Makeup Mecca lipsticks. I'm going to show you the ones I decluttered in a second, and this just stuck out to me as an item that I've had for 5 years this summer. It's time for this to go, so I'm going to let it go now because I haven't used it in a while and I can let it go. And then I have the Makeup Mecca lipsticks, and I have 7 here that I chose to get rid of. I mainly looked at their website for this to see which ones of these lipsticks, and they look like this, are currently available because I bought all of them when they were released. I think they released at the end of 2018. I at least bought them at the end of 2018, and I have all of them. And I am planning on doing a video on them in the next month or 2 where I swatch all of the colours and tell you about the formulation because they are amazing lipsticks. But I have a couple of shades that are just not for me, so I ended up looking through all of the shades on the website. Some of them that I have they have gotten rid of, and 7 of the ones that they have gotten rid of I'm decluttering because I just don't see myself using them. I'm getting rid of 3 of their metallic lipsticks because I don't wear metallic lip products. I'm getting rid of the shade Brat, which is a straight up gold. I'm getting rid of Blue Flame, which is blue, and it's not a nice blue, it's a bit too sheer. And then I have the shade on top, which I like because it doesn't look metallic, it ends up looking like a really shiny cream lipstick in a really nice flattering nude colour, but I don't reach for them, so I can let them go. I have 2 of their sheer formulations here, and these are not what I necessarily would call sheer for all of the colours. They're just very shiny. So I have the shade Joy Kiss, which is a really vibrant coral. I don't wear these colours, so I'm not going to reach for it. And I have the shade Newbie, which I like and was considering, but I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see. It's slanted to the side, and when I swatched it, I nearly broke it in half because the bullet here is so soft. And that's part of the reason I'm not that fond of this sheer line, is because they are very, very soft. And then I have some cream lipsticks. I got rid of the shade Backseat, which was in, I think, January's Shop My Stash. It's a peachy nude, and it ends up looking almost like a light peachy neon orange on me. I hate it with a passion, and I was only keeping it because I had this video in mind. Then I found out that they've gotten rid of that, and I don't have to keep it anymore. I also decided to declutter Marilyn, which is a really nice red, but they have a matte red in their matte lipstick line that I prefer because I like my reds to be more matte rather than more shiny, because I find that they stay on better. So I'm going to get rid of that. It feels a bit weird decluttering because I'm not very good at decluttering makeup. I'm still learning to be okay with letting go of stuff I don't use, but I know I needed to go through especially these lipsticks because I have so many of them, and I did end up keeping some of the shades that they don't have on the website anymore. And when I filmed the video, I'm going to actually declutter more of the shades because there are a couple more in there that I don't like and that I don't reach for, but I want to hold on to it for the video. So in a couple of months you're going to see more of them show up, but I still definitely have more products in my collection that I can declutter. But right now I feel still like I want to give everything a shot. A lot of these items I decluttered without having used them this year, and I'm okay with that, but my main goal was to use everything I had and then get rid of the stuff that didn't work. But I also know that I have a lot of stuff that I don't like already, and that I can already see maybe it's a colour or it's from a formulation that I'm not a fan of, but that it's not going to work for me. So I think it's going to take a little bit of time for me to be more okay about decluttering the large masses of makeup that I have, because I have already spent the money. The money is spent, it was wasteful, and you know, I have myself to blame for that, but it's done and I'm now stuck with it. And I know I'm going to declutter more as the year goes on because I'm not happy with how it looks, and I'm hoping, and I've done it so far where I've used up more than I have decluttered. And when it comes to things like these that have obviously expired, I'm not counting them as decluttered. They are out because they are unusable. And so far this year I have used up more items than I have decluttered, including anything that I had to toss because it expired, and I want to keep that going, and I'm not sure how realistic it's going to be. If I'm going to end up decluttering more, there's a chance I might end up eventually decluttering more makeup than I finish, but I don't know. I'm feeling pretty optimistic about the amount of makeup that I can finish this year or consider finished, like in the terms of the soft matte lip cream from NYX, where my goal is not necessarily to use up the entire product, but to use it a set amount of times or to hit pan or something. I feel pretty good about, you know, the goals I have for the project pan so far and hitting those goals, and I think I'm going to be able to finish a lot of makeup this year. And I also think I'm going to declutter a lot of makeup, and it's just, that's how it's going to be, and I'm okay with that. As I said, I'm still learning to be okay with decluttering the makeup that I've already spent my money on when I know I'm not going to buy it. The positive thing about it all is that I know I'm not going to go out and buy so much again because I really don't like having so much. But it's a lesson learned, and I'm now going to stop rambling. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you are staying safe, and I will see you again soon. Bye!